Good day, and welcome back to the Vitality Project. I'm Dr. Bob. Yesterday, I introduced the idea of how we might free ourselves from self-blame. And first of all, just to jumpstart a conversation, I shared with you, at least briefly, my own truly devastating loss of career. It happened at midlife for me, owing to addiction. But the worst of it, as I shared with you, may very well have been what followed in the wake of this. Just there's no other word for it other than just this colossal loss of career and reputation for me. Well, what could be worse than that? Well, I'll tell you, it was my loss of self-respect. I wonder if you can relate. In fact, I requested yesterday that you consider doing an inventory of sorts across your own life to see if you might identify a time in which you yourself may have found yourself at a complete loss of self-respect. Just curious, what did you discover? The truth is, any one of us can fall into this relentless kind of self-blame, self-judgment, shame by any other name. And when we do, one thing is for certain, we're most vulnerable when we fall into this level of just kind of comprehensive tar-like shame, as we're highly vulnerable to getting stuck in our lives, where there's no forward movement. And instead, all there is just a complete paralysis of will and of motivation and of hope. Shame in our brains is a total freeze response. That's actually the term that's used in the literature of neuroscience. And I believe that only if we can melt that ice pack of frozen shame is there any hope for us to truly realize our deepest wishes, our deepest ambitions. And also only then can we truly be there for people that we love. Even or especially when that person is we ourselves. For today, I want to ask you something. Can you recall a time in your life when the cumulative impact of shame, negative self-judgment, loss of self-respect, where it stopped you dead in your tracks? Think of a time when you stalled and couldn't move, stalled in reaching forward into the goals that were most important to you for your life, for your ambitions. A time when the best you could do was to distance from others, even those who loved you most, and whom you loved most, owing to the fact that you were too embarrassed, too humiliated, and felt just like a loser. We want to talk into this. We have to assess the disease, the pain, the suffering before we can suggest remedies to it. And so I hope you'll bear with me in these homework invitations the last couple of days as we move towards ways that we might be free of the incredible weight, the incredible burden of hopelessness and that is associated with shame. And we're moving in that direction. So hang with me, we'll get there, okay? Thank you for joining me today here at the Vitality Project. Please do stay safe and be well, and come back and join me again soon.